Sex sells. Be it the obligatory quickie done in horror movies to Michael Bay's Benjamin buttoning of his female stars, the more attractive, the more sensual, the more seductive a movie can be, it usually tends to draw in an audience. But the question is, which audience? There tends to be two major demographics that these type of movies cover. One which flocks to plain imagery, and where you just have to put a sexy booty on the screen, and they're there day one. The other goes a little bit beyond just the visuals, but scenario, with the idea of romance and the different shades of it being what draws them in. Now, time out. Obviously, not everyone's attracted to sexuality on screen, and that doesn't make them Angelas, it's just everyone has different opinions. I personally only see it useful if it actually is a part of the story and it moves it along. But this video is more so focusing on the exploitation of it in the visual medium of film. For example, take 50 Shades of Grey, a movie that stemmed from erotic fanfiction that had such a huge fan base that it turned into an adaptation that scared those who had to clean up the theaters. And now it's a sequel that really just is straight up cinematic porn. And while many philosophers have pondered how these movies have made bank, the truth is, people want them. We can complain about how bad these movies can be and wish that the studios knew better, but the studios are only giving people what they want. And so I think about the philosophy in the movie Don John.
I love movies like that, you know?
Great.
He's just such a real man.
You see, both demographics have different interpretations of the same cheesy, sexy, fantasy-like movies that they want to see, and most don't really care if they're good or not. They're just riding off emotion. As John explains, it's an escape from reality, something you can't get in real life, and so you find it somewhere else. Hence, all those bad melodramatic soap operas that never end. Everyone knows people don't act like that in real life, but you know the actors are hot and everyone wants to know what happens to Sebastian. The women dig the romance, and the dudes dig the visuals. So in reality, the men who look down on 50 may be watching their own version of it, just like the women who find what the men watch to be disgusting are the first in line to visit Mr. Grey. What's most interesting to me on top of it all is that if you were to substitute the sex, the same attraction to visuals can still be applied to blockbusters. They may not all have that Michael Bay butt swoosh, but they still thrive on giving you an orgasm for the eyes. Everything's visual, pounding you with visual effects and huge set pieces that bring the most money to the studios, with many of those movies still having the same story, acting, and structural issues that people complain about in 50 Shades of Grey. But again, while there are those who campaign for better movies, they're forgetting the major lesson that these movies are teaching, as scary as it may be, and that's that people don't care. Whether it's good or bad, they're gonna watch whatever they find to be an escape, kinky or not. And you know, they prove that at the box office.
Because most people eat that shit up. I mean, they drive off into the sunset. Everyone knows it's fake, but they watch it like it's real fucking life.
Thanks for checking out this video. I'm obviously not a huge fan of 50 Shades of Grey, but I think figuring out why people like it is interesting because it kind of answers the question on why a lot of bad movies get made. And if you haven't seen the movie Don John, definitely give it a watch since it's a great anti-romance directed by Joseph Gordon-Levitt and covers the whole idea of how men and women complain about each other, but they also have like the same things that they watch that are equal to what the other person that they're complaining about watches. It's better if you just watch the movie. Other than that, let me know your thoughts down below on the topic. And until next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you guys later.